Welcome back to Fighting Assumptions, where we take the idioms, paradoxes, and common sense ideas that society accepts without question and put them under the microscope. We've all seen the cartoon. A sleek, bug-eyed chameleon strolls across a checkerboard and poof, it's covered in black and white squares. It's the ultimate metaphor for adaptability. We use the word chameleon to describe politicians who shift their views to fit the room, or socialites who blend into any crowd. There is just one problem. The premise is almost entirely false. If you put a chameleon on a checkerboard, it will likely turn a muddy, stressed out brown or a defiant bright yellow. It won't blend in, it will stand out like a neon sign. In the world of biological facts, we all take for granted the chameleon's camouflage is perhaps the most persistent misunderstanding of all. To find the real master of the invisible arts, you have to look away from the trees and dive deep into the ocean. Chameleons are essentially walking mood rings. For decades, even scientists believed they changed color by moving pigments around in their skin cells, much like mixing paint. It wasn't until 2015 that researchers discovered the truth. Chameleons are actually biological physicists. Beneath their skin lies a layer of cells called iridophores, containing tiny nanocrystals. When the chameleon is relaxed, these crystals are packed tightly together, reflecting short wavelength light like blue and green. When the chameleon gets excited, usually because it sees a rival male or a potential mate, it physically stretches its skin, increasing the distance between the crystals. This shift causes the skin to reflect longer wavelengths, like bright yellows, oranges, and reds. The fighting assumption here is that chameleons don't change color to hide, they change color to talk. It's about social signaling. A bright chameleon is often an angry or interested one. They also use color for thermoregulation, turning dark to soak up the morning sun and pale to reflect the midday heat. While they are naturally camouflaged to match their native leaves, their active color changes are almost always a response to internal emotions, not a conscious effort to match a new background. If the chameleon is a mood ring, the octopus is a 4K 3D projection screen. While the chameleon takes several minutes to shift its hue, an octopus can change its entire appearance in less than 200 milliseconds. That is faster than the blink of a human eye. Unlike the chameleon, the octopus does change specifically to match its background. It achieves this through a 3-tier system of biological engineering. First are the chromatophores, thousands of tiny elastic sacs of pigment connected directly to the nervous system. The brain can fire these sacs individually to cover the skin in specific patterns. Beneath those are reflectors called iridophores and leucophores, which act like white paint to reflect ambient light. Finally, they have papillae, specialized muscles that can transform their skin from perfectly smooth to jagged and rocky. An octopus doesn't just look like a coral, it feels like a coral. Here is the most mind-bending fact of all. Octopuses are almost certainly colorblind. Most species have only one type of photoreceptor in their eyes, meaning they see the world in black and white. How a colorblind animal matches the color of a reef so perfectly is a mystery scientists are still solving. Some believe they use the way light fringes as it enters the eye to sense color without color receptors. We love the idea of the chameleon as a master of disguise because it mirrors our own social anxieties, the desire to fit in and disappear. But nature rarely does things for our metaphors. The chameleon is a loud-mouthed communicator, shouting its feelings across the treetops in brilliant neon. The octopus is the silent ghost, a creature that has mastered physics and geometry to vanish into thin water. Next time someone calls you a chameleon, take it as a compliment. They're essentially calling you the most honest, colorful person in the room. At Fighting Assumptions, we try to stimulate people to question things and figure it out. We hope this story inspired you. Learn more by subscribing to our Substack newsletter.